Okay, here's another field fix video for my Kato Unitram. I'm doing a project with the Unitram, building a layout, and I needed almost 40 of the feeders. And these feeders, here's like a 2-pack, they are $7 to $8 a piece. So this is what, $16 or so for two, and then if you multiply that by the 40 that I need, we're talking about almost $320 some dollars. Now I came up with a solution using some of the parts or some of the things that I had. So I went in and CAD, put this in CAD, and then cut this out in acrylic. This is like 1/16 inch acrylic, and then that is also the styrene, and this is the what I'd call a belt. Now, let's put this so you can see. So these are the three pieces. This hole, these are the holes for the wires, and the wires go through, makes kind of an L, and then it lays up against the rails itself. So it's kind of using the premise of these feeders, and you can see where it has a wire that protrudes out, and this wire kind of winds back. It goes this way, comes back and down. So the way the wire is bent, it puts pressure, and this is kind of spring loaded. So when you slide it in, this slides up against the rails. But when you really look at it up close, you can kind of see that there's really a small contact path to the rail itself. So here's a picture of what this looks when it's actually done and in place. So this is how it works. So you can see the wire, and then it has what's called a ferrule. So the ferrules are connected onto the end of the wires, and they slide through, they make an L. And this kind of slides in place, slides forward, and then as you slide this in, the belt goes in and it locks in here. So then the third piece here, this actually is like a snap fit. It snaps in and then it locks this in place. So that way you won't have any problems with it falling out. So I do the continuity test and everything, and it's good. It's a solid build, so it's a good remedy. Now there's two versions of this. This is a curve here, and this is what I'm calling this, like the F1 feeder 1 type, and then the feeder 2 type is a little bit different because the way that this curve is. Here, let me get out a little light there. So this curve creates a different what do you call it? A different base or an outline. So this is for a straight outline, which I'm calling F1, and then these are F2s, and then you can see where this right here is where the holes go. And the belt still stays the same, but it's just a location of the wires. So it's just swapped out. So now let's look at, here's what I've been saying, the ferrule, and here that's what it looks like. So you basically go in, you strip the wire. And so you can take the wire, put it in here, and this sets. This right here sets the cut depth. So now you can go in, twist this. Now I'm putting the ferrule in backwards because I want this edge here to be on the outside of the that base, and then that way it can lock and hold the wire in. Let's see. So then this goes here like that, and then this crimp tool, it's a ratchet crimp tool, and what it does is it squeezes all four sides and it makes it more so a square. So that's here. So now when you squeeze it, it squares. Now I'm going to do this off camera just so I can hold it, because I can't hold it straight in the camera itself. Or in the view of the camera. Okay, so here, that's what the ferrule looks like. There. So now that will just be in like an L shape, and then it'll fit through the hole, and then that's how it goes up against the rail itself. So now, what else? Here is, where did I put it? Oh, where did I put it? Oh, here it is, here it is. Okay, so now this thing is really cool. It's a stripper that you can set the depth, and it's always precise. And then this is for the smaller scale. You can see the gauge. And now this makes it a lot easier, because then once the ferrules are cut, or once the wire is stripped to the ferrule's length, then you can go in and really, you can really kind of put these out. This thing's kind of expensive. I think it's like $40-some, but it's worth it when you look at the overall time that it saves you and whatnot. Now, this is the one issue. Oh yeah, here it is. This is the one issue that I have on this design. So it has kind of two pieces that's across, and then it's welded with the acrylic weld over. But what happens is you can see that there's a little bit of the clearance issue. Now, what I can do is just make this one piece and make it flat, and then when it removes that, then the wire will go down a couple of millimeters, and then you won't have this surface issue or this protrusion issue. For me, it doesn't matter, because I'm going to cut the I'm putting this layout onto foam, so there'll be a 2-inch piece of foam here, so the wire will just go straight down. I'll put holes in the foam, and then they'll come straight down. It'll hang straight down like that, so it's not an issue itself. So this is pretty much the fix for these things that are expensive. It's okay for the one-offs, but if you're going to do a lot of the feeders themselves, then it just becomes really cost prohibitive. So this is, I think, a really, really good fix, and especially for the price. I mean, when you really price this out, this is just scrap material that I used, and that's this is laser cut, which is, I mean, a big advantage. But it's something that you could do it by hand, and if your numbers aren't as high as what I have, 40 of them, then it's okay. But still, it's a good alternative if you wanted to add the feeders in for I mean, next to nothing. And one more thing is that with the wire itself here, if you don't have the ferrules, you can cut the wire and then just tin it with the solder, just go in and put the flux in, and then go in and tin this up, and then make it a little bit thicker, and then that way it'll press down against the or this will be pressed in here, like that. It'll be pressed down into the rails. So you need to build this up. So you could take that and then fold it back and then solder it, and then that way you can get away from having to do the ferrules themselves. So hope this helps you out. I think you guys are like the layout when I get it finished. It has a whole, I mean, it's pretty much something that you haven't seen before. So anytime I have issues or problems and then I try to resolve them, I'll post up a video so you guys can kind of see exactly how I got over, the hurdles. So subscribe, like, and share, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.